Until Dawn essentially takes your reactions to every teen slasher film and puts them to the test. Here you won't fruitlessly yell at the screen as teenagers make bad decisions. Now, the choices are yours. It's up to you to survive the night.
Hello? Hello?
The setup involves 8 students returning to a mountain cabin a year after 2 of their friends disappeared, in hopes of reconnecting and moving on past the tragedy. The beginning is chock full of knowingly bad dialogue and sexual teasing, and many of the initial jump scares come from pranks that they play on each other. However, as everyone starts to settle in, it soon becomes clear that they aren't alone on this mountain.
It was just a prank, Han.
Interestingly, the game is presented in an episodic fashion, complete with recaps of what happened in previous chapters, making it easy to play for an hour or 2 at a time. Between episodes, there's also a mysterious analyst who seems to speak directly to you as a player, probing you with various psychological tests.
Every single choice will affect your fate and the fate of those around you.
Until Dawn is all about choice and consequence, and you're constantly making decisions that shape how the story goes. At first, many of these choices are about relationships. Do you snoop on someone's phone? Do you kiss the guy or smack him with a snowball? Do you side with your girlfriend in a fight or try to defuse the situation? If you go to the pause screen, you can see how all these minor decisions are tracked, changing each person's character traits and how they relate to others. And it can be fun just to watch the bars go up and down.
I mean, who knows? You could be riding in this cable car alone. Right now. Or talking to some other person entirely. Boom. Butterfly effect.
The most significant of these choices are unabashedly named butterfly effects, and there's a whole screen dedicated to exploring how the consequences unfold. However, there's no warning how important a decision is before you make it, so you have to treat each choice with care, as they can determine whether someone gets injured, whether they have to go into the situation alone, whether they have a weapon when needed, and ultimately, whether they live or die.
Well, save it for the couch, right? Okay, let me see what I can do with this old hot water machine.
What seals the deal in all of this decision-making is that every choice is permanent. There are no extra lives, and you can't load a past save file. Only after the credits roll do you get the option to revisit an earlier chapter to see what else could have happened. The result is that every decision feels like it matters. There's less hand-wringing over trying to get through it perfectly in your first playthrough, and the excitement doesn't get bogged down by repeating cutscenes.
Am I doing something wrong?
No. I mean, I thought you were one way, but you're kinda another way. If that makes sense? It's not your fault.
For the same reason, QuickTime events in Until Dawn actually feel exhilarating. Since most QTEs don't give you a second chance, you have to be ready for anything. If something goes wrong, you just have to live with it and move on. Aside from button prompts, some moments test your nerves as you have to hold the controller perfectly still. There are also times when you'll have to quickly aim and shoot, but unfortunately, there's no option to invert the controls. So if that's your preferred way to aim, the extra moment of awkwardness may cause you to miss some shots.
God damn it!
Perhaps the most interesting QTE mechanic is that sometimes the very best option is to do nothing at all, forcing you to think rather than just react. If it looks like hitting that on-screen prompt will only provoke the situation, then just let the moment pass. Until Dawn is not just dialogue choices and QuickTime events, though, as you do spend a fair amount of time wandering, letting the fears settle in. Even choosing a path can make a difference, as the level design isn't always completely straightforward, and you may trigger events that prevent you from going back. Thoroughly exploring your surroundings will bring you across clues and mementos to better understand what's going on, and there are mysterious totems that can give you a glimpse of a future that may or may not come to pass. Until Dawn also connects you a little closer to its world through tactile physical interactions as you grab items to examine them, try to light a fire, or start a boiler. Detailed visuals and level design come together for you to feel like you're exploring a real place, working your way through the darkness. Characters bear a strong likeness to the actors they're based on, and exhibit expressive facial animation, although at times it can look a little off. And while it's never severe, visual performance can be rather choppy. Audio is the key in any type of horror game, and it's a driving force in Until Dawn, surrounding you with all kinds of unidentified screeches and bumps in the night. Having Jason Graves as the composer is a perfect match, as the score fills the air with dread and eerie percussion. What's most surprising is just how well Until Dawn manages to pull you in. What starts as funny and lighthearted eventually becomes quite terrifying. At the beginning, you're just shaking your head at the ridiculous things these guys say, ready for a self-centered character to get horribly maimed.
What did you do?
I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 9,
No,
8,
no.
7.
Please, no.
But once you've spent most of the night with them, you eventually want to save everyone you can. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without some shocking revelations.
You psyched yet? You don't look psyched yet.
I am so psyched right now.
It's like a little adventure, a sexcapade.
Wow.
The night plays out almost in real time, lasting about 8 to 9 hours long, and as soon as we were finished, we instantly wanted to go back and see what could have changed. Due to its thrilling nature, wide cast, and focus on choice, it's one of the few adventure games we could even recommend for parties. It's more fun than we expected, and we can't wait to relive the night with our own group of friends.
All you have to do is choose who you will save.